entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
What's up, guys? Welcome back. You guys are gonna love this one. So I've been working on a level 1 one-shot challenge run. As you all know, that we did the world's first ever one-shot all bosses challenge run, and then you know, like about a month ago, and that led to a build series, which kicked off this whole, you know, OP in 20-minute series, was explaining how that build worked to one-shot all them. And then, of course, I put an end game build together, and of course it's copy-pasted by every major channel on YouTube 2 days later. So, you know, I just want to say that, hey, this is cool. I wanted to get it out there to you guys first, that you know, that hang out on the channel, so that you guys can see it here first before this is copy-pasted everywhere. You know, because as you guys, those of you who know me and who have been around the channel and seen the builds, you know that I'm big on original content, and I don't use clickbait. I don't need to copy-paste someone else's ideas. I don't need to talk like Bane at a Renaissance festival to get your attention. What I do is I use facts and data. I put together really cool builds that annihilate PvE content for you guys, especially for new players, and I do so with lots of research and careful consideration of mechanics in the game, and I'm really big in sharing that data and those mechanics with you guys so that you can recreate it. And for those of you that saw other people taking credit and saying they created, you know, the stuff that I've been doing, and have tagged me and have gone on these other channels and said, hey, you know, why aren't you crediting Titus and all that, I just want to say, like, you know, a lot of you guys don't even comment in the channel much, and then, or ever, and we're new names, you know, so I just want to let you know, though, that I did see it. I am so appreciative of you guys, you know, the community in the channel. You guys are awesome, and you know, thanks again for going to bat for us. And then let's get into it. So we're gonna obviously start as Wretch, because this is an RL1 build, and the only way that you can start off at level 1 is with a Wretch. And so for those of you that are new to this this series that I do, the OP in 20-minute series, it's not clickbait. It's not one of these channels like, oh, this weapon's the most OP, this is OP, that's OP. As you saw in the footage at the beginning, if I say it's overpowered, it's because it's overpowered. I'm level 1 and I'm, you know, 2-shotting bosses. You know, it's just, it's ridiculous. But anyways, this format, you'll see behind me, you know, the video going through quick on the 20-minute guide video showing you, you know, grab the map, grab the steed. If you need more details, and right here we're going to grab the whetstone so that you guys can put affinities on weapons, go back to the church and get a our wolf spirit ashes. But anyways, what I'm saying is, in the description there's always a link to the full walkthrough. On this one's about an hour, where if you're new, you're lost, you're saying, hey, you know, that's how I format these. This is the quick one. You can see the full walkthrough there. Strength not crystal tier, you know, we'll show you on the map here. We grabbed this for just more damage, because our weapon that we're going to be using scales off of strength, and we're level 1, so we just have, you know, 10 strength. We need to get as much as we can. We're going to come up here and kill this knight and get Golden Bow. Now, this is not the incantation Golden Bow. Clear that up. We've seen it in the comments. This is the Ash of War Golden Bow. We don't have the faith for the incantation. We want this Ash of War to boost our damage even further. And I'll show that on the map. And again, if at any point you get lost in any of my guides, go to the description on these 20-minute formats, and I always link them back and forth with each other. If you need a shield, this is a 100% damage reduction shield, physical damage reduction shield, that you can get right next to that knight that we just got the Golden Bow from. And it's in a chest right here on the map. And then we are going to grab a Gold Pick Foul Foot. Now, just because this is a RL1 video guide doesn't mean you guys are all going to stay RL1, so I wanted to show you, you know, where this was, since it's so close to the beginning of the game, and we use it in almost all of these guides. Fort Height, we come up here, is Bloody Slash. We don't really use it in this build, but in most of our builds we do, for the Slumbering Dragon, to get the blood affinity and bleed him quicker. If you got questions on that, just check out my guide on that. The Dectus Medallion is why we're here, the left half of the Dectus Medallion. So grab that at Fort Height, and then I'll show you on the map really quick where we're at. It's like southeast Limgrave. And then we are going to go just a little bit north of there and grab the Axe Talisman. And then from there we're going to go just a little bit northeast, and this is Mistwood Ruins, right? So like we were saying, just northwest of Fort Height. We're going to go a little bit northeast and grab the Spike Cracked tier and the Greenspill Crystal tier. The Spike Cracked is what we're really after here, and it's right here. You can't miss it. There's a giant tree. If you're a new player, you cannot miss this tree, and it's just, you know, right there, just across the road, northeast of where you got the talisman. Then you're just going to come due north up to the third church. Make sure you grab a Sacred tier. If you're new, that adds the amount of health and mana recovered by your flasks. And then you're going to grab the flask. So this allows you to build like custom you know, custom flasks where they do different things, and that's what those tiers go in. If you're new to the game, definitely just hop in and look up those. And then we're coming over to this waygate, just in this little pond to the north of the church, and that will take us east, like way east, and we're gonna ride down to this spot right here, which is in Dragon Barrow, and we're going to kill this scarab by knocking him off because we don't do any damage yet, and he will give us a Somber Smithing Stone 8. Then we're going to hop on our horse, and we are going to ride down a series of routes over here to a Somber Stone 9. And these are extremely accessible for just how powerful they are in terms of, you know, like the Somber Stone smithing weapons, if you don't know, only go up to +10. So you're basically, you know, 9 would be like a near max weapon, and I'll show you the rest of the Sombers here shortly. We're going to Fort Gale North next, which is just south of where we just were, and there's a road that kind of leads you right to it. And then from the side of Grace, you're going to see a trail of an invisible scarab, and when it comes around, you're going to just use your Barbaric Roar and R2, and you'll start swinging wildly, and it'll give you a much better chance of catching him as he comes by. And you're going to get the Flame of the Redmanes, which is a big part of the build. It's really good at breaking poison, even on bosses, so it's incredibly cool. We just throw it on a dagger and do that. And then right here at Fort Gale, we're also going to grab Flame Grant Me Strength, which gives you a huge increase to both your physical damage and your fire damage. Here's a Somber Smithing 4 right next to Fort Gale. I'll show it on the map. So it's just north of Fort Gale. So when you grab Flame Grant Me Strength, you just keep riding north, jump down a little ledge, and there it is. Then we're going to go to the Round Table. And, you know, while you're here, if you want, you know, buy a dagger so that you can throw on your Flame of the Redmanes. I equip my Flame Grant Me Strength, even though we can't use it yet. We will soon. And then I throw in my Strength Knot and my Spike Crack Tear in my flask, so I can get a nice boost, especially on charge attacks. And then I throw Golden Vow on my club that I started with. I throw a Flame of the Redmanes on my dagger. Again, you know, this is, you know, you can put on whatever you want, whatever weapons you want to use. And then I go ahead and equip all that stuff and throw a shield on just for the sake of new players watching to show that you can easily, you know, use the shield and run around with that. So then I grab the Dectus Medallion over at Fort Ferreth, and while we're there, I'll show it on the map really quick as well. Fort Ferreth is on the east part, and you can really grab this when you first take that waygate from the church, the third church over. I recommend just grabbing this Site of Grace to have it. So then you're just going to follow my path here. Make sure you make a right here and don't run left to the straight, or you'll aggro some like teleporting knights, and it's just not a good time. Just, you don't want any part of that this early with you know, this weapon and no armor on. Grab this Golden Rune 12 here. It's actually a substantial amount of runes. And then you're going to come over and dodge here down into this hole, and then you're going to grab the Radagon Sword Seal. So the Radagon Sword Seal is basically the equivalent of 20 stat points, 5 strength, 5 dex, 5 endurance, and 5 vigor. Definitely worth grabbing. Then we're going to come over here, and there's a waygate. It's in the Purified Ruins, where we just showed on the map. Make sure you grab this Site of Grace so that you can easily just travel back here later. The Site of Grace in the South Academy. And then we're going to go grab the Academy Key so that we can get into the Academy. And it's right behind a dragon right here. You can, if you come from the way that I came from, there's, you know, that side over there, it just doesn't aggro. It's not a big deal. There's a Somber Smithing Stone 3 on the way to the tunnel that we're going to. It's right here on the map, just under the bridge to the Academy. And then we're going to go into the Crystal Tunnel to get the Smithing Bell. But before we do, we're going to add as many charges to our flask as possible and increase the amount that our flasks heal as much as possible with those sacred tears. And again, in the full walkthrough, you'll see all the stuff that I pick up, and that's linked in the description. Not to be repetitive, sorry about that. And then I also opted to go to the Sacred Club, keep Golden Vow on, but just switch it back to a standard physical affinity. Just for the boss in this area, they're weak to physical strike damage, the Crystallian. So just summon your wolves. A lot of people struggle on this. It should be really easy. Just, you know, with a strike weapon like this, you'll do great damage. You won't have a problem. You get your Smithing Stone bell, and we'll get to that later. Go through the Academy. You're going to grab the Carrion Knight set and put it on. And you need this on, otherwise this method right here won't work. You will die because you have no damage reduction. So you're going to hug the edge of the wall here. Wait till they come with 2 arms up and tackle you, and they will break your fall So you'll take the damage from them, but they'll take the fall damage, and then you ride the elevator the rest of the way down. When they grab you, they will kill you if you don't have the armor on, so that's why it's important to put the armor on. You're going to get teleported to the Volcano Manor by doing this method and holding up your shield and getting kind of eaten by that Virgin Inductor machine. And so when you get here, you're going to run the exact route that I do, and I'll slow it down when we get to something important, don't worry. And there's just a regular Smithing Stone 6. And don't get drilled by a fire flask like I just did there. And okay, so here's the first reason we're here, Somber Stone 6. There's a 5 and a 7 as well, so we get 5, 6, and 7 here total. So if you're missing one, you know you missed it in this area here. So the 6 is there. You come upstairs. We're going to grab the 5 next. It's up this elevator. You can sneak right past that enemy. Banker right here. And here is the Somber Stone 5. And then there's just one enemy that we're going to dodge here on the way up to the Somber Stone 7. On the way over, I do want to note that if you want to grab the Somber Stone 7 and you don't want to do the glitch where you kill the Godskin Noble here that I'm going to show you in a second, when you get up here where this Somber Stone 7 is, you can easily leave Volcano Manor by going through the door to the right. So you see I jump up here, there's a door up there to the right. And instead of grabbing the, or after you grab the Smithing Stone 7 here, if you go through that door straight ahead of you up there and just follow that, you'll follow that out to the main Volcano Manor site of Grace. Here we grab the Smithing Stone 7, but you can go to the main site of Grace, rest at it, and then you'll be able to travel again. So I want to point that out for people that are stuck. So to do this this glitch, you're basically go into the fight, quit out like I just did, load back in, and then you walk up to the door, you backstep, and you punch with an empty hand, and it should put you in the perfect position. It's going to take you a couple tries. That's why this looked edited right there, because it was. It took me a couple tries. It's not always 100%. If you get in there and there's no health bar like this, you need to wait like I'm waiting, and just wait for 5-10 seconds, right? And so if you wait, and then you're going to feel kind of stuck, you just loop around and run up, and it should work. You know, this has not been patched yet. This is... So, you know, you have the option here. You can sit here and you can choose whatever weapon you want. You can use your Flame of the Redmanes. I mean, he's got a lot of health. So you can sit here and beat on him. You can sit there and crit. You can do, you know, if you want to do that. I recommend popping a Gold Pickle Foulfoot and summoning your wolves, and then go take a bathroom break, go have some coffee, do whatever you want to do. Let them do the work, come back, and you know, profit. So then we're going to come from there, run to the from that side of Grace down to the Rykard. We're not fighting him. We're just grabbing the Serpent Hunter. This is the secret weapon in this build. So prepare to see this all over YouTube tomorrow. A bunch of level 1 builds with the Serpent Hunter, because it has no stat requirements and does very, very respectable damage. Then now we have a Somber Stone 1 through 9, and we can upgrade this thing all the way up to +9, which is 1 away from perfect. So all we need is Somber Ancient Dragonstone to get it to +10, which we'll do later in the game. But even at +9, the damage is ridiculous compared to anything else that we're going to have this early, and at level 1. So then, you know, take a quick selfie with your new weapon, and give your that bell bearing. And once you turn in the bell bearing, you want to get, this is optional, right? You turn in the bell bearing. You don't have to buy any of these smithing stones. I'm not leveling. If you're leveling, you know, spend it on levels. But if you don't plan on leveling, just buy a couple of those, buy some stone sword keys. And with 12 of each of those smithing stones, you can take the dagger up all the way to +6. And that will help your fire damage, you know, from your Flame of the Redmanes. And then you just follow this route to a talisman. I'm going to show you where a talisman is that will help the build. But yeah, so those of you that don't know, the weapon arts, like the skills that you get from the Ashes of War, they solely depend, like their damage is solely dependent on what level is that weapon. So, you know, if you have a +24 dagger, it's going to hit a lot harder than a +10 greatsword with the same Ash of War. So that's how that's generally is calculated, is from the level of the weapon. So then we're just running past everything over here. You did this on your way to Rykard, so you know the route. But instead of going straight to Rykard, we're going to make a left and go upstairs here behind us. And then there is why we want some stone sword keys. And we'll use one there. We'll come inside, drop down to the ledge. You're going to run upstairs in here, pretty linear. Go up these stairs to your right, and don't get beamed like I did. This is the only enemy. He's not a big threat. As you saw, I just took a beam straight to the face, and that was fine. And then here's your dagger talisman, which is going to increase your criticals by a significant amount. So, you know, that's definitely worth picking up. So that's why the 2 talismans I picked up are there for a reason. Like, everything's calculated in my builds. I don't, you know, mess around picking up stuff that we don't need. The 2 Fingers Heirloom is there in the Purified Ruins that we actually took that Waygate from earlier. And I'll show it on the map here. So Purified Ruins, this is where this talisman is. And it gives you +5 faith so that you can actually use the Flame Grimming Strength. So then we're going to come here and see Patches in Murkwater Cave. And forgive and forget, get him half health, you know, make him give up, forgive and forget, reload the cave, and come back and he will be a vendor. You can buy this thing called Margit Shackle, so if you're new to the game, this is worth buying. So this, you'll see it, I'm going to showcase it here in a second. It holds down the first boss in place, and then it holds another boss named Margit down in place later, the same way, where you can just come in and do a ton of damage. And like I said, a ton of damage, because I don't waste my time putting builds together that don't do a ton of damage. And remember that this fight is at rune level 1. So it's just refreshing memories here. So yeah, rune level 1. And just absolute destruction. So again, you know, like those of you that have been following me know that the one-shot challenge runs are my thing. So I tend to favor and put out builds that I come up with that are very, very high burst damage. Generally, they serve the purpose of, you know, one-shot challenge runs for me. So if you go to my channel playlist, you've seen, you know, I did the world's only one-shot challenge run at Soul Level 1 on Dark Souls. And then, you know, we were the only one who ever one-shot Manus on Dark Souls. And then we went to Dragon Age and pulled off like a 500,000 damage crit. It's just kind of like a theme, you know, I like to push the limits of the games. But then I realized also on the flip side of that, like pushing the mechanics and stuff in the game gave me a window of insight into making builds for newer players, you know, that were tailored to make the content easier. So, you know, like it's like every game, right? There's a meta and stuff. And so I try to find that in new ways for people to enjoy that, you know, without it getting stale. And that's kind of, you know, what this series is about, is trying to find different builds that I can push the limits of the game early for newer players and give them, you know, multiple ways to learn, you know, Souls type games if Elden Ring is their first game. And that's kind of what led to the series. So, you know, I hope that those of you that are, you know, playing through, enjoying the series, because, you know, we've had excellent feedback from you guys. So, you know, those of you that are enjoying it, I'm glad you're enjoying it. And keep in the comments letting me know the types of builds that you guys are wanting to see next. I have a list. This was not on that list. I just happened to be working on a challenge and realized that, hey, you know, in a very short time period, I could put this together and it would do this kind of damage. And, you know, that some new players might think that that's cool and want to mess around with it early game, you know, before leveling. And, you know, kind of experience it before it's, like I said, everywhere, because it will be. You know, I think a lot of speedrunners are picking up on this weapon, and you know, like the potential of having 0 required stats on it is insane. So I just figured I wanted to share it and you know, throw it in the series real quick. I don't know that I'm going to do an end game guide. If it's something you guys want to see, let me know. I'll play through the entire game with it, and it will obviously make pretty quick work of bosses. So I can do that if you guys really want to see, hey, you know, once you have 4 talisman slots, because this is the baby version. This is 1 talisman slot. You know, this is, I don't have access to, I didn't even go to Altus. I normally go to Altus on these 20-minute guides and pick some stuff up there. I didn't even go there. So, you know, let me know what you guys want to see. You know, let me know what builds you want to see, and I'll throw together, you know, the 20-minute version, the full walkthrough version, and then, you know, if it warrants, then we'll do the end game version as well. And then, you know, like, again, I just wanted to, one more time, without being overly repetitive, say thank you to everybody that went to bat to support the channel in the past couple days on these couple of, you know, content creators that we've seen that are running, you know, very clearly just a copy paste of our very specific build that we ran. So, you know, again, I don't want to dwell on it much. I just want to say thank you to those of you that, you know, hey, I found this video and brought it to my attention. And again, like, what am I going to do? You know, it's YouTube. But I just, you know, and went to the channel and, you know, kind of called them out on it. I just do want to let you guys know that I appreciate you a lot. And, you know, as a smaller channel and a smaller content creator with a real life and family and you know, job and all that stuff, I just wanted to say thank you to the extremely supportive people that have been in our channel lately. And You know, that's why I try to do the very best I can to engage with you guys. There's a lot of comments, as you guys know. You know, some of these videos have 200,000 plus views, so they get a lot of comments. But as you guys know, if you've been in the channel before, I almost always answer every single one of them if I can. And again, you know, it's very daunting to answer that many comments and stuff. But if it's something where, you know, it's a general answer, then I'll make sure I get it in a pinned comment. But you know, anyways, I hope you guys enjoy. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and let me know if you have any concerns or anything like that on the build, and I'll address them as such. Otherwise, we'll see you guys on the next one.